Well, screw it. We'll do it live. Oh, wait, we are live. Hey, y'all.
We're doing live.
Hey, everyone. Two Geeks Talking is an entertainment industry interview show where we specialize in the comics, TV, film, music, and video game industries. And of course, I'm your host, Kurt Sasso, and I'd like to take a time to thank our sponsors of this evening or day or whatever time you're watching. I'd like to thank Tylenol Day and Night. I'd like to thank Benadryl, and I'd like to thank basically the fine makers of honey, as you can tell, because I'm sick and they're keeping me alive right now, and that's why you have my voice. But we are joined by a very talented illustrator, caricaturist. He's been on the show many times before. We've had wonderful talks about him and with him, I should say, not about him. We're joined today by Howie Noel. How you doing today, Howie? From
Kurt,
Terra Normal. I should say Terra Normal. I forgot to add Terra Normal.
yeah, well,
How you
thank
been,
you.
man?
I've been doing great, man. Thanks for having me on again. And yeah, we're doing good.
Any, mhm.
It's a little
any
cold.
if well, welcome to winter. But
Yeah.
any sponsors you want to promote on the show?
Yes, I wanted to sponsor, since you thanked Benadryl and honey, I will thank Sugar-Free Red Bull, my
Hmm.
sponsor. They can contact me. And also Sharpie. Want
Because
to tweet?
that's a lot of your work actually. It's since we last talked, obviously those that haven't seen the last episode, it is still a very hard. Well, it's one of those episodes you have to watch because that shows the dark side of the industries itself. Um, I wanted to get you back on the show not only because you've had some great success, which we'll get into with your caricatures and your illustrations, but you seem to be in a lot better spirits nowadays because you've had some wonderful success.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean that the situation went through. If people don't know, or they, a lot of your listeners will know it. That episode was very popular, and I still get messages every day about it. But it's just what happened with the copyright and basically, the idea and story of Terranormal. You know, what's it called? I want to say the right words. Derivative works being made of it.
Yeah.
And I
Art.
mean, it's so blatant. It's kind of, and it causes you to have a certain paranoia where you look and you see it everywhere. Then, after it happens, and it really did happen, and you learn about how deceitful, really underhanded that part of publishing can be, and just anywhere. It could have happened in any medium,
Yeah.
but it happens all the time. You start to see it everywhere, and I just wanted to get away from that because that's not, it's not a lot of, as creative people, you're stuck in your head. You're stuck in your head a lot, as you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it gets to me still, but I don't want, it's not going to define me.
Mhm.
I think it's an important thing because you have to speak out against it. But, people go, well, what's happening with that? And I mean, when you're dealing with a billionaire company, the most you can do is speak out and defend
Mhm.
yourself and outlast. Like, my books go on. It's not a gimmick with me. It's not something I took. It's not something. That's my character. That's my story. That's my love. And that's I mean, that's the way you have to do it because
Hmm.
with everybody's support, it kept me going on because it seriously needed the help and the outreach I got from that interview. And I'm glad that you can see that I'm happier because it was pretty brutal. I mean, it's still brutal. Think of it.
Oh yeah.
Not a
Well,
week goes by that I don't.
yeah, yeah. Well, it's difficult, and the love and passion that you have for your property and your products and your characters is well known, and everyone that comes on the show loves their work. It just happened to hit you at a shitty time.
Yeah. Well, they say a lot of it's luck. And how is the luck to line up to have, like, a best-selling author endorse you, have a literary agent, do all the right things, have it happen at the right moment, and then that happens? But I mean, that's just, that's. that's their loss. It's their huge loss
Mm.
because I've seen their sales and it's their loss.
Well, let's get on to more happier topics here. The one thing I want to the one thing I want to let everyone know that is actually watching, because we do have a couple of viewers, which is awesome. Thanks for coming online. The great thing about this show that I keep forgetting to tell people about is whenever I do a live show, it's live. What you see is what's on the air physically. So those that want to actually comment and ask Howie questions, you can do that two ways. If you're in the Google Plus Hangouts here, you can actually type in the chat room itself, or ask your questions in the Q&A section, which is available here. Or I am watching on my other screen here our live YouTube feed itself. And if you want to ask questions that way, comment in the actual video feed below, and I will ask the questions live to Howie. It's that simple. It's amazing. Or you can use Twitter at Kurt Sasso, or you can tweet to Howie there, and he can read off the questions that way too. So lots of access, lots of availability. I want you guys to ask Howie questions as well, because he's a great guy. You got to talk with him, and if you don't get him at conventions, or you don't stalk him on Twitter and all that other stuff, this is the best solution for it. Anyhow. Exactly. Well, let's talk about something that you're very passionate about is caricatures and illustration. I followed your work for a while, and I've known your style and stuff, and you do amazing work. For those that didn't know, how did you get into caricatures?
Growing up, I was always a giant, huge fan of Mad Magazine and Mark Drucker and Angelo Torres, and I was always a big fan of that, but I never really focused on doing like celebrity faces growing up. I was more into doing comic characters like Garfield and Snoopy, Dragon's Lair,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dick Tracy. And as I think last year of high school, because I had a caricature done of me when I was younger, and it was awful. Like, it was really mean-spirited.
Oh.
I thought that's what caricature was. I thought it was mean, like character, because I didn't think of Mort Drucker as caricature artist. I just thought of, as a kid, I just thought he was an amazing artist, and I was like, why isn't he drawing all the comics? Why isn't he doing everything? And I still don't understand that. Whatever. But I in high school last year, I was visited by somebody who, a caricature artist from, I believe it was Temple University's art school. I can't remember right now. But they're in Philadelphia. Yeah, it starts with a T. Almost like a tiger, but I don't remember. And he came, and he was really, really cool. He had done work with Win, Lose, or Draw, and he was telling me, he was talking about celebrities that he met and stuff like that, and I was like, oh my God, you can get paid to draw people, and you can get to go cool parties. So that's what spiked my interest, and the one he did of me I still have here in the studio. That it was really cool. It was really cool how in a little bit of lines he could capture an expression or something like that, and it's still in his own style. And so I wanted to, that piqued my interest, and when I went to college at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York, I started focusing on likenesses. So I majored in illustration, and it's challenging, but I started realizing that that's a fun challenge to me. There's not like a frustration of a challenge of other things, and I enjoyed it, and so I just kept practicing and kept doing it, and I would notice I would get them. I would get a likeness, and people go, oh, that's so and so, and that's that, and then I just kept doing it, kept focusing on people, and then by my senior year, I was doing like professional caricature gigs, like at Javits Center, stuff like that. So I was happy to announce when I could say, like, oh, I got to go do a job, because I was having problems with one teacher. I was having a problem with the teacher. I was like, I have to work this day. So because he did a 180 on me, which hurt me. This is a theme of my life, getting hurt. But I think in everybody's life. So it's just how you react. So that was cool. And then since then, I've been doing it professionally, and I always like to draw. So and nowadays, it's a fun thing to share. I think in this age of social media, there's a lot of people that share more than I do. I don't want to share everything I do, but it's an easy thing to say, like, oh, here's so and so. Here's a caricature, and people, it's not not a long process. It's not a long story. So it's a nice other thing for people to see. And I have people that like the caricature stuff and that art, more than they're going to read a book, right? It's just the way life is. It's just, especially a comic book. It's just the way life is. So it's cool. It opens me up for other things, It's so people can enjoy what I do. And it's really cool. I like it a lot. And I think that's everything how I got started, right?
Well, let's talk about then. Once you got to that professional level, obviously it takes years and years, and you really have to be observant as an artist. I think that's the one thing that I'm finally realizing, that you actually have to see, not just look and regurgitate the art, but you actually have to see light, shadow, certain aspects of the artwork. What was your first celebrity that you got attention for?
Big attention is the Ghost Hunters, the crew of Ghost Hunters. My friend Jason Hawes, I sent it to him, and he liked it. He liked it a lot, and we've become friends since then, which is really cool because it was a Mad Magazine-like thing. Because it was actually done because I love Mad Magazine. It was the first time I was doing like a Mad Magazine-like big thing, and I always liked that show, and I still do. And so I sent it to him, and he really dug it, and he liked the humor in it. And then I've done other pieces for him, and personal things, and everybody there. That's why I started doing the Taps Paramagazine comic, because it's almost like a way of keeping that Mad Magazine sentimentality I like, but with my characters and them. So it's like it's like exclusive to that magazine. I think it's really cool. It's very old school in that regard, and that's the first one. And now I get a lot of attention. Then there was some wrestling stuff, like WWE got attention, and then Walking Dead gets a lot of attention now. The Walking Dead art I do.
Well, I know you go to conventions every so often, and I'm not sure if do you still table every so often, or are you just there as a fan for the most part?
No, I do some shows. Keep it limited because traveling. I mean, when you think I can do more gigs locally, that's more full-time stuff doing that and freelance. But when I can, I like to go to new places that I haven't been. Like last year, we did C2E2 with Chicago, which was really cool. And out of that, I got to meet Lisa Marie, who was a WWE Women's Champion, Victoria, and she was TNA. She was really awesome and liked my art a lot, and she invited me to her restaurant, Squared Circle. So I got to do, sell art prints, and she loved. I did a caricature for her. That was really cool. That was really awesome. I loved Chicago, and I try to do free comic book day every year. Last year we did New Jersey. Usually I would be in Collector's Corner in Maryland. Last year I did an event on Halloween at Third Eye Comics in Annapolis. Mm-hmm. I do Awesome Con. I will be doing Awesome Con. That's my next show in DC. That's in May. Sweet. Yeah. So still trying to do some shows. Try to keep it limited. Want it to be special. Because if you make it around, and I just try to be really smart with touring because, it's expensive touring, and if I can dedicate that stuff to online, you can hang out with me and stuff like this. This is, this is kind of thing that kind of lasts longer than a con appearance, but it's personal preference.
What I always love is, the pictures with the wrestlers and them holding up their work, and you getting the retweets and everything like that with it too. And I love seeing that celebrities take the time to showcase artwork and everything like that. And I think it was I saw CM Punk, and I saw a few other wrestlers. Who was the guy with Daniel Bryan? The guy with the red hair. Sheamus, that's it. Yeah, that was pretty awesome too. And
yeah, he was very cool. And Scott Hall, who was Razor Ramon, and Scott Hall, he's just the man, and he uses my art on Twitter as his avatar. He was really cool. Jerry Lawler was very awesome. Yeah. Thanks to some friends, I've actually, I get a lot of feedback because I have very good friends who want to share the art too. And big con that I do is Walker Stalker Con in Atlanta. And that was probably one of the biggest shows I've ever done as far as, feeling love and appreciation. My sister, my niece, and their friend helped me get pretty much, and other friends and fans of the show helped me get the most response. I mean, I almost got everybody from the show and got them to give them my art, because I don't just, I don't get them to sign it. Sometimes I'll get an autograph, but mostly it's about giving them the art. I made it for you. It's kind of like, I don't want to keep the caricature of you. I have a lot of caricatures, so if I draw you, I'm happy to give it to you, because it's just like at a show. It's yours. What am I going to do with it? So if we can meet them, that's awesome, and give them the original art. And, I would say that the actors on The Walking Dead have just really all been wonderful. I mean, really, from any part, because I'm a huge fan of the show, so I know, like, if you were only in one episode, and I really like you anyway. It's like, it doesn't matter to me. I really like everything on the show. So it was just really cool. Like, the actor that plays Bob Stuckey on Walking Dead is a really super nice guy, and my sister bugged him and said, you better go see my brother, and he did. Like, on the end of Sunday, he tracked me down, and my wife led him to me when I was in line. Being the actress that plays Carol, because my friends knew her from before the show. So it was, like, really cool. I mean, that's just a special thing. That show was very special, and I'm really looking forward to it again. And I got to hear back from people at the show, like, saying, like, Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, it's like, he's the man, and he really adored the art that, when I got a print to him, because and then he was just blown away by it and stuff. So he posed for a picture for a friend, Noel, to get for me, which was really awesome of her, because she surprised me with that, and I was like, oh my god. That's it. Just blows. It makes me feel that they have an appreciation, because they're also artists. And I know a lot of them do artwork, like Norman Reedus also does artwork, photography and stuff. So here, I once got to talk to him about art at at Philadelphia Comic-Con. So it made a 6-hour wait in line worth it. Oh, right. At least there's that, because it was a really long time. 6 hours of my life.
Well, hey, but it's those lifetime experiences, those connections to those people, even if it's for a moment. I mean, the fact that you were able to do that and have a common ground, a common interest, is always amazing. And a lot of these actors are just down-to-earth people. Yeah.
Especially that group. They're very cool. Another cool thing, I haven't shared it yet because I'm just I want to put it on my site somewhere. The video section, we actually got video reactions of a lot of the cast getting them. That was the cool thing that my sister thought of, right? I wouldn't have thought of that. She's a marketing genius. But the actor who plays Tyrese from Walking Dead made a video specifically for me, telling me how he loved it, and telling me to keep going. And that's something really special, because I mean, as any creative person, and we said before, it's tough. When you find yourself, you're alone at night, and you're just sitting there struggling with something. It's a page, it's a story. I don't know. I think we're all very sensitive. If you're an artist, usually you are, and so something like that, you just got to think back. Stop. Don't feel so down. I mean, you have this. Look, and it's just like anything. Your mom liked your drawing, so why, don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so, because the world can be very cruel. Yeah. Hopefully you're managing YouTube comments.
Well, I'm refreshing yourself.
Yeah. You can't let stuff like that down. So it's really cool to have moments like that and experiences, because that means it's cool to draw somebody, and this is whether they're on TV or whether they're in person, and they get what you're doing. Because I have a specific style, not everybody's gonna get it. Just like you're at a caricature gig, and there's horror stories. So if you're into caricature, just be prepared. I've been very lucky, so I've been told from other colleagues. My worst of is not as bad as their worst, because it's about to come. It hasn't happened yet. But man, if you go to a party, here's a fun caricature story, just to let people know that it's not all roses. If you go to a party and there's free booze, it depends on who it is, because this party was, this just happened recently too. So we tell all the good stories about the Walking Dead cast and cool stuff, but like, it was a free party. These are just managers. It was a management meeting. I don't know what they're managers of, But you're going to tell there's going to be, when somebody's a manager and there's free booze. And this chick flipped out at my drawing of her, and it was very complimentary because I don't do negative. But she was like, no, that's not me. Like, really, like a psychological problem. And her friend was like, what is going on? And I go, you can just, you can go. You can just go back to your free bar, And it's like a nightmare. Like another chick, there was other artists there with me, and another chick threw her drawing. Like, I'm not carrying this. Like, it was like spoiled party. So that's why I look to the good. That's why I look to the good things, So, because you have to, because caricatures is something like that where you might get at a party of kids, and there'll be one kid he does not want to get drawn, and his parents are making. Like I've had a kid go where it was supposed to be Indiana Jones, and he's like, Indiana Jones has a brown hat, and it's like, thanks, Junior. I didn't know. Does he have a whip? I didn't know he had a hat. It's like little things you just have to have fun with because it's a party and the kid's not having a good time. But I would say 90% of the time it's an awesome time. So you have to be part entertainer too with caricature. So you have to, and like you said, with it, it's an art where you have to look at your subject and I try to capture something, that I get and other people might not. So even if you draw from a photo reference, I'm changing it so it's mine. It's what I see out of it. It's not just straight up copying. I see a lot of that. That's not my thing where you're just straight up just copying a photo. You want to add something to it. That's the point of getting reference usually, or you're changing it in some way. You're not just because the photo's there, so don't just do the photo. The photo's already there. But so I try to use, if I use I want to grab something out of it that I see that maybe nobody else see. It's just a publicity shot. But if I can capture an emotion, and give a little sense, maybe change the face to a smirk or something. Like just some little thing to make it yourself, but you definitely have to look, and caricatures that thing where you're looking at your subject directly in the eyes. It gets a little uncomfortable for them, never for me. It's my attention of the day. But it's a fun thing. I like being in person doing it. The drawing would be different in person, I would say, than if you're drawing from a reference, But still, I still can find that humanity in them, So if somebody orders, because they get a lot of orders online. So, because you can get an individual one for a gift. So from hcnoel.com, they order them, and you'll still get as if we were in person. It'll be awesome because I don't just, if you take a photo, I'm not going to go directly off that. Like if somebody has sometimes you get an awkward photo, that looks sad. You don't want that in your picture. Just going to kind of roll with it.
I gotta ask then, when you're doing these online commissions and everything like that, or commissions in general, or even just caricatures, what type of music do you listen to when you're like looking at these people, or does it kind of change all over the place for you?
With Walking Dead, I listen to The Walking Dead. Like any song that's ever appeared, I have a playlist. So if it's a certain subject, I'll have a specific playlist or song, for it. Like I just did a Billy Corgan one that you can find on my Twitter at HCNoel, HCNOEL, or on my Instagram, which is Howie Noel. And I was listening to Smashing Pumpkins. So, if I did Billy Corgan, it's all Smashing Pumpkins. Or it'll just be whatever song I'm into. But I do like to get in the mood drawing with a soundtrack. I need that. Or at least a podcast, like your podcast. Cheap plug. That's a plug. The free plug.
At least more than one person listens to it. That's good.
Millions. You'd be surprised, right? You never know who comes up. It's so weird when you do something online and you don't know who's reading it or anything. And then all of a sudden they meet you and they're like, "Thank you," and you're like, "Holy crap!" I did that Kickstarter. I got an order from the Ukraine. And that was pretty awesome. To be able to ship a book to the Ukraine.
That is awesome, actually.
And have the postage covered. It was scary. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was pretty awesome. But Yeah, I like yeah, I think music's very important to me, so it'll be I definitely listen to me. I can't have silence. I think Greg Capullo, who's I'm a big fan of, he does Batman and Spawn. He I think he draws in silence, which is amazing
Hmm.
because I can't do it. I can't do it. I couldn't do that. It would drive me crazy. Like if it was silent
Uh,
and I hear creaking, it bothers me. Like it would be distracting. But loud music is better for me.
Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, I'm more of a whenever I'm working on art pieces, I'm more of a classical anime OST type stuff, whatever, or Red versus Blue, Ruby, Jeff Williams, Trocadero, that type of stuff, and I'll just like just a mix. So
I think when I listen to like when I did a piece of Tyrion from Game of Thrones,
mm,
and it took forever. That was trying to get more detailed with the coloring part of it. So,
mm,
it takes a lot to go over, and I'm trying to create more palette. Not full digital painting, but still getting more crazy with it. And I must have listened to that theme song. I don't even want to. That's why I can't have the door open or anything when I work, because if people heard how many times I listen to a certain song, that's another thing. It might be just the
yeah,
same song over and over again.
which is
Maybe the
fine.
song is not long, and I'll
Hmm.
hit repeat. Because I have not figured out how to make my computer automatically repeat it. I
Well, if
want
it's
to.
iTunes,
I'm scared.
is it
Because
on
what if I did that?
iTunes?
Yeah, it's on iTunes. Can't they have a repeat?
Oh yeah, there's a repeat. Yeah.
But I don't want to hit it, because then what if it gets stuck there?
Well, then you just click it again.
You don't know the anxiety I live with. So I have to listen to that. That's it, and the Walking Dead one that they've released that's official. Because there's YouTube mixes of the Walking Dead theme song where it's a little longer.
Mhm.
The non-remix one is 30 seconds. So thank God I have a full playlist, because I mean it's just sad. It's sad. 30 seconds and you have to hit repeat 50 times. I'm one of those people. That's why I can't have it. I'm glad I don't. We don't have. My wife doesn't have to hear it, and I don't have a roommate or anything that has to hear one song.
As long as you're not singing along, is that it?
Oh, I'll sing along. It's my house. It depends. It depends.
Oh. When as we're going along, it's February, it's the second week or something like that, whatever. Terra Normal's still going strong, which is I love to see. You are in the process of getting a Kickstarter campaign together, correct?
Yeah, the second Kickstarter. The last one when the book came out in April of last year. This one I'm aiming for the book to be released in October, so we'll have the Kickstarter in May. And
Mhm.
I've begun. I just finished. The script is fully finished and edited, and I'm working with an editor for the first time.
Oh,
Which I'm excited with. Well, my sister and my wife edited the last book, and my sister has like a doctorate, so it counts. I'm just saying that we worked with a comic book editor this time, so I didn't have to put them through the work of dealing with me, And we're gonna work with. I'm working with Leila Letterman. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, it's Lederman, because we haven't met in person or spoken on the phone. Everything's online. But she's been extremely helpful, and because she's coming on to it new, so she read volume one, because she's got to know the backstory, but she's asking questions that a reader might ask, or
mhm.
or somebody that's not, because my wife is so involved with it. She knows things that haven't even happened yet because I talked. So this is really good, and I was really proud of it, because she said I did all the heavy lifting for her, like the
Yes.
actual work, and it's really fulfilling to hear, because I know she's edited a lot of projects like Nightmare World by Dirk Manning, and she's done
All right.
Tales of 3. So yeah, he referred her. He referred me to her. Uh, just was that a sneeze?
Cough.
I was going to say bless you. I'm not going to. So you sneeze. So it's very rewarding. I'm very excited for everybody to read the next story, the next
Mm.
one, especially because of that. I believe it's the best story yet. Plus, the next book is split into two parts, so you get that continuing story with Tara versus the main villain that I'm writing and illustrating, and then you have an anthology, which I've written some. Dirk, this is like new news that Dirk Manning's writing a story on Baby
Yes.
Cthulhu, and Seth the Moose will be illustrating that. I got a bunch of other really talented artists that I admire that are going to be on. Jeff McComsey with Fubar will be illustrating a story. I'm super excited for that. It's a story that I've written on one of the villains from my book. And then I'm not going to announce the other names yet, but I'm going to tease. I have to tease. And there's big ones coming because we have till May, so I can't give them all. I gave you that a couple big ones because Dirk hasn't really been announced. But then it's cool because the stories I've written that artists are going to give their own interpretation, and they're like fun stories. So with the webcomic, there was a lot of I'm bringing back the fun that I used to experience with these anthology because the last story was very dark, but it had fun in it still. The important thing is to be like the theme of the 80s where there were movies like Lost Boys or Goonies and Monster Squad where you can have these horror elements and still have a lot of fun with it. Yeah. So that's what I try to do with my book. And so we've got, this is a chance to have like Arctic Adventure Terra, you know, where she fights a Yeti. And then we have, you know, an X-Files like alien thing and her fighting like a creature from the Black Lagoon kind of monster, you know, stuff like that that I never do, and backstories that it would take me a longer time to do. Now you're going to get it all in this anthology. And I think that'll give people to see a new side of Terra, how other artists interpret her. And it's just really fun because I know a lot of comics is a collaborative medium, and I don't get to collaborate too much because I do it all myself. And so this is getting that chance. So hopefully people will like it and they'll support the Kickstarter. I hope that's what I hope, I guess. I just want to give people another chance and to see another side of her and her adventures, and I think it'll be neat to see because I love seeing how other people interpret her, you know.
Yeah.
When it's legal. When it's legal. And I have given permission.
Well said. No, it's
giant publishers to bring it. That's me.
It's great that Dirk Manning's joining you because he's an awesome guy and you know just a riot to be around and he'll talk about the stories and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
so knowledgeable.
If you're next to him at a convention, he's a space hog.
Yeah.
He crouches in your space. He's placed a napkin on my table before. Actually, is that C2E2? Yeah. He's an croucher. He moves into your personal space. He's a personal space invader.
Well, he's also got.
I was on his table, my iPad, and it was the cover, and it was a centimeter, and he put it on Instagram. That's how much he complained about that. We're usually good friends, but he hurt me. He cut me deep, so now he has to write the story. He did some stuff for the webcomic before. He did a dream sequence. That was the first collaboration we did. And he always writes the introductions. I mean, that's the annual thing, so there'll be another Dirk Manning introduction. I just think it's funny to keep asking him to do introductions.
And he comes up with such great verbiage and all that other stuff too for it. It's not like he ever runs out of words. It's great to see.
It's a lot of words. A lot of hashtags.
But he also the reason why he encroaches on like all the space though is because he has like freaking 10, 15 books or something like that. It's just like
it was his napkins. It's behind the scenes. It's behind that setup. Setup was not offending me. It was his elbows and.
But no, he's doing his own Kickstarter that's already been funded for Tales of Mystery. You know, that's awesome. You know, he's doing great with that.
There might be something involving me there. I'm not spoiling that yet. But there may be something involving me with the next mystery. That's a teaser. So look for that.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know what I issue. See, now that I said it, something's going to happen.
He'll watch the show and he'll be like, no, we're just going to not put him in.
Karma's just going to find out. The powers that be, I'll be like, no, we don't allow that.
Let's kind of take a little step back here. I want to ask you a few questions. These are just quick rapid fire thought. Whatever pops into your head, you can say, in a way you go
Could be
here.
dangerous.
This could be dangerous. It could be. What is one selfless way to pay it forward?
What is what?
What is one selfless way to pay it forward?
Be kind.
Hmm.
That's good. That's
I
very.
never. That's a good one. Yeah, I like it.
That was nice. This is the exact opposite of our last conversation.
I, I never get tired of. Give me three.
I never get tired after.
I never get tired of.
Oh, it's the 50 Shades of Grey version. I never get tired of creating. I never get tired of my pugs, my family. I never get tired of um, somebody discovering something I do. It's very self-involved. But yeah, these are self-involved questions.
What does every child deserve?
Uh, every child deserves the chance to become whatever they want to become, to be whatever they want, and to dream whatever they want. They should never be knocked down before they stand up. That shit was deep. That's a really good one. I mean it too.
I got
Very happy this week.
That's good. I got more here.
Okay.
What's something you don't want to regret when you're older?
I don't want to say what if.
Hmm.
So I want to. If I have if I'm like, oh, I should have done this, I want to try it.
What's best done slowly? Mind gutter.
Yeah. Brain. Performing illegal surgeries. Do it. Carving up.
In the back of a moving van.
Yeah. Eating your victims' livers.
With a Chianti as well.
That made me literally lose my drink. My Red Bull went everywhere. Cut that out.
Yeah, because I edit this stuff. You realize.
Oh, I thought you were editor.
I don't edit. I edit.
Off your production label. Producer, director, no editor.
No, I'm an editor as well. I just don't have my own show. There's a difference.
Chopping up bodies always makes me lose myself.
What's something you could have saved that for this next one? What's something you need to stop doing?
It's not chopping up bodies. More of that up. Self-doubting, doubting myself, letting that deter, being the overly critical. It's good to self-critique yourself, but I'm more critical than anybody. So doing that to the point where it actually hinders producing stuff.
Yeah, makes sense. And last question then, at least for this rapid fire round. What are 5 words you use to describe yourself?
Ooh, that's a lot. 5. Hopefully funny. Hopefully, well, I'd say creative. I've been labeled a creative before by people who do design. If you do corporate stuff, you're called a creative. I've also had somebody be a smartass and try to say, as a creative, you should know better. Hopefully writer. A cool artist. How many are we at? That's 4?
Well, technically, cool artist is like a creative, but that's awesome.
Oh, it's up, thumb down. I have 3.
All right, give me 2 that your wife would describe of you.
Oh, Jesus.
Pain in the ass. I mean,
Crazy, yeah, crazy. Uh, hmm, I would say, obviously, ridiculously charming.
there you go. Wasn't
Yeah,
too painful.
that was painful. That was hard. I rather admit that I chop up people. I don't like giving myself compliments, and that's a bad thing.
Oh, good
That's
stuff.
my advice to people. They should be. You have to be a self promoter. And while I can tweet what I've done, I can't. You know, that's tough for me to like label. That's why I hate writing pitches. I I hate the cover letters. I hate it. I just want to
Well,
copy.
yeah, it's difficult. I mean, you almost sound Canadian because you don't want to promote yourself. You know, it's something
I
like
do. I have
that.
a kinship with the Canadians in that. I'm like, sorry. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. No, I don't like it. I don't like cover letters. I don't like. That's my negative. That's what I would change. Do we have that question? I would be more. I need to be better like that. Networking like that. Oh, that destroys me. I had an argument over Twitter. I had Twitter with that.
Hmm.
I said networking is very important, almost more important than what you produce, and it literally is because
It
you can
is.
look around. And somebody tried to say I have sour grapes. I'm like, I have nothing to be sour about. Not as far as that. Yeah, I have lots of things to be sour about, but not like that. I'm not jealous. I'm saying that people have networked more than they've improved on their own art
Yeah.
or writing, and they've gotten places.
Hmm.
I mean, are you telling me? Look at like re, look at these reality shows like Kardashians and stuff. What is the talent? That's all networking. That's her
There's
mom,
got.
her, and behind the scenes, and they're already rich. But I'm just saying, like, if you're, that's networking. I mean, I
Hmm.
just think that is in this time and age, and I think it always was, but not as much as now. I think networking is. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know why
It's
there was an argument. I don't know how people managed to argue.
no, it's it's taken a whole new level of promotion because it's like you don't want to sound cocky or overconfident or anything like that, but you still want to show that, hey, yes, I can do this and this. I have these skills, but you have to be an extrovert like 24/7,
Yeah.
and it's difficult for many people though.
And I can be very, friendly, but like going up to a stranger who's an editor, it just weirds me. I don't know. I get weirded out because I don't, I'd rather just a casual and then I get to know you or something like that. Not. Some people are really good at that, and I admire that. That networking is a big skill, and they should teach that, and they don't really teach that.
But I don't think they can personally teach it because that's if you teach a basic approach towards it,
At least a
it's
little help, right? Like a little, like, I mean, you can't teach the ability to be like a salesman like that. My dad was a salesman, and I wish I had more of that.
mm,
Is at a table, I'm fine. I get that. It's part of the selling and stuff. Or if online, I got to be approachable. But that, number one, writing that pitch, horrid.
mm,
Getting that contact is more important than most things. I
yeah,
mean, honestly, if you're already in there or you've interned somewhere,
mm, it
that's
ha-
not, it's just like getting that in.
yeah.
You know how many people struggle getting that in? It's just,
Well, it's ridiculous. It's in promoting everything. Like, I've been doing this 7 years, and difficulty in actually promoting this show to make it be unique or anything along that line is extremely difficult. Only because I'm not doing it enough, and I really should be, and I see that. Yet I see shows that are similar to mine that started years after me have more success only because you know a lot changes in terms of social media, in terms of promotion, in terms of networking. You have to be on it 24/7. Being solo and doing this is a challenge, not only for any creative person for that matter.
yeah. And I think that goes with anything. I mean, you can look around. And it's not sour grapes to like mention that the landscape has changed.
No, not at all.
The guy I was talking to actually said he would rather be in a bar canoodling with noodling. I guess not going that full, but like talking. He would rather do networking at a bar with editors than talk to. He labeled it Joe Schmo at a convention.
Mm,
I actually screen captured it because it was so amazing. Because Joe Schmo, I said Joe Schmo, as you call him, is awesome and could become your friend.
mm,
and it's not reliable on a job or
Yeah.
any fakeness.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met a lot of friends who came up and liked the book, and then after that, I know them, and now, you're
Yeah.
on life, and it's not just about that. See, I can't be cynical enough to look at things like that.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really crazy that you would look at going to a convention and just the people you meet there as being not human in a way. You're labeling them as schmucks, and I don't see it like that. I want to meet
May,
stuff. I want you to write. If you like my book and you're like, oh, yeah, well, hopefully we'll be friends if you want to continue. That's the way I look at it.
but I mean, some people just see them as clients rather than actual people.
Yeah, that's how serial killers view things. Kind of worried about the conversation I had.
But sometimes you need that actual mentality though to actually push yourself to become successful. That's the thing, and I think that's his reasoning for it. Because if you don't have that cutthroat mentality, focusing on I need to be at this this person, this goal, this aspect, you know how am I going to succeed? Am I going to stay where I am, or am I going to have to push through these barriers, be a person I may not actually want to become to be
Yeah.
successful?
Like turn to the dark side. See,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
more just like, I think in the next book I'll just, you know, work with an editor and make the story better, and let's try to get, cooler action poses, and let's do some more interesting thing camera angle wise.
Yeah.
Instead of, I'm going to start viewing people as not human and going to the bars.
Yeah.
I'll go to the bar, but I can't, I don't know. I love
Some-
bars.
Sometimes you just go ahead.
I was just saying, networking just feels so awkward. I'd rather talk and natural. That's better. So I guess that's a form of networking, but not this. I don't know. Some people are so good at it. It blows my mind.
Especially when it comes to, I get people talking to me every so often. They're like, how do you go to these conventions and like talk with these like entertainment people? Aren't you like freaking out or whatever? I go, yeah. I don't show it, but I'm freaking the hell out.
That's just getting to know people, and if you're good at that, it's just a conversation, and you can
Yeah.
manage the freaking out. I think everybody's had that. If there's somebody you admire, I've gotten tongue tied before, and even at not like, and in weird situations, I'll get tongue tied. Even if it's not like the biggest celebrity ever, it's just something that happened. And I don't know why. I choose the weird compliment, and I'm like, damn it. I'm like, years later, I'm like, God, I came off creepy. Like, I know that person doesn't even remember it, but I'm like, oh. And then if I have a mutual friend, I always like, I should tell this friend what I said to that guy and how creepy it was.
um, we have Valentine's Day coming out as well, which is next week. You're going to have something a little special with Paranormal as well. Like, just kicking back because I just remembered this when I could have asked this a little while ago.
Yeah. On Wednesday, February 11th, which I believe is February 11th, I'm gonna launch a new paranormal love story for Valentine's Day and for all the readers and for anybody watching this podcast. I like to do these. Used to do the webcomic, every Wednesday, and then we had that. People can watch the last podcast to find out why that stopped. But so I'm bringing it back, in special stories, and this is also a peek at the anthology. So for Halloween, I worked with Leonardo Gonzalez, who's a great artist, and we did a Terra versus the Headless Horseman, which will also be an anthology, so you can check that out. And this week, it's my friend Josh Taylor illustrated this story that I've written, and it's a backstory on the founder of the town that Terranormal lives in. So it's like a really cool backstory. So I can build this universe. Little Salem is Terra's town, and just like real Salem, there was a history of witches. It's never good when you're named after Salem, as far as witches go. So you'll get to see it's a fun, tragic witch story, and like anything with Terranormal, there's going to be a little bit of a dark side. So it's like a tragic love story, but it's about 5 pages, full color. I colored it. Josh drew it. And my wife did lettering with me, so that's the first time we're doing that, which is exciting. So it's a really cool tease of what's to come in that anthology. So you get a good. And Josh's art is really neat. He did a pinup of Tara for the last book.
Mm.
And he just I like how he draws her. She shows up. Spoiler a little bit, but this is going to be about the founder of the town, and you get to have it starts out with her takes place in colonial times, and she's escaping on a ship, and you see an angry mob. There's a teaser of that on Paranormal.com right now, so you can see it. But see, I would never get to tell a colonial story normally, because I didn't deal with too many things with the webcomic that would go into colonial times. So this is a cool for me to get to do that. And I think Valentine's, it'll be a neat Valentine's, so I don't have to ship out flowers to all my readers. They get expensive, but you should buy flowers for your loved ones. Flowers are awesome, even though they die very quickly.
Just like our dreams.
Just like our dreams. They should live on. Don't be so depressing, Kurt. That was last. This is supposed to be the happy one.
Send them digital flowers. It's a lot easier.
Send digital flowers or create a flower. Spend your time trying to create a unique flower, and then watch as a major publisher really rips you. I can legally say that, right?
Sure, why not? Oh gosh.
Ending.
Good thing I'm editing, eh? Yeah.
Editing that out.
Yeah, sure. Is there anything that I haven't brought up that you'd like to let those that are watching and listening to this know about?
Well, I have an Instagram. I started that because my niece told me I have to. I used to be on Instagram, but then there was like, oh, they're going to rip your, they're going to use your art in ads. So I stopped doing it, and then it blew up really huge, and now I just joined it, and I need more followers because I don't know. That's what my niece says. So my niece told me this is what the kids do. But I'm on Instagram as Howie Noel, Noel, Howie Noel. And so I'll put art on there. At Twitter, HC Noel. And the Paranormal Activity on Facebook. That's the official page. That's fun. I've always put stuff on Facebook, even though they're going to make you pay. Have you seen that? You have to pay to post, basically.
Yeah. It's like, if you don't post, this is the funny thing about Facebook now. Well, not now, but they've been doing this.
They're killing us creators.
Yeah, what's funny thing is about a year ago, you were able to get it to at least a good majority of your followers, if not all of them.
I used to get a lot more interaction.
Oh yeah, totally. But they actually cut it down to 10%, under 10% of your actual total viewers are seeing your things. Now here's the kicker. If you don't actually post anything on your page for at least a week, it'll automatically boost it, saying, "Oh yeah, you've had a 95% increase in views on this post. Do you want to do it more?"
Wow.
So yeah, so it's been I've been playing around with it. And it's like, so I'm posting every week, just basically saying, "Hey, look, here's what's coming up next week," and I'll get a huge spike in actual total viewers of my actual page. And then it'll dwindle down, and then once by the time I post it, the next time it'll get a good chunk of people. So it's like a cycle as you're doing it.
That makes me sad, man. It's not. I get what they're doing, but that's ads, and that should be something separate. Then we naturally, it was an organic thing that you had people and you directed them to this site, and I used to get a lot of. It's just a way to, have a community.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy.
For
Kickstarter, I have to spend the advertising money when it's going to come out. They're going to make me pay to post. They just are.
Yeah. Honestly,
you don't want those people to think that's sad. Those people think I'm not doing anything. Is that? So there's like
pretty much,
people that have no idea.
Yeah.
And so people go on there, add it to your favorites, and I guess just manually force yourself to go to my page, which I don't. It's sad that I have to do that.
Yeah, exactly, and it's ridiculous. It's that's why at least Twitter is still a viable option, because there is it will go to all of your followers. That's a given, but you just have to compete with the
everything
of other people.
And I tweet constantly. I like Twitter a lot, and I just try to spin it over. So if you follow me on Twitter, well, I'm always putting art, right?
Yeah, exactly, and also the other thing is when I did my Indiegogo campaign for Little Person Amongst Media Giant, which I'm still working on, um, I was every day. It's Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus, because I didn't actually have an Instagram or Flickr or anything like that because it wasn't needed. Um, and you promote enough, and those types of website, Kickstarter and all of that other stuff, will actually see your interactions and your people coming back. So you keep promoting it, it's going to go onto the featured page, and that's a good bonus to do. So keep on it, keep promoting, and I can't wait to see the new Terranormal Kickstarter campaign. I can't wait to see the Valentine stories that are coming out, and honestly, the anthology is going to totally kick ass. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be really neat to. There's all these new stories. I'm very excited, especially for the new one and working with the editor. And I think it's going to be like a brand new experience for people in a good way. And you get to see Tara really in new situations. She's a really cool, main character and hero. And I guarantee that the ending of the story takes it in an all new direction. So this is a book with big consequences, which I like. Like this, just jumping it up to another level. I'm very excited. I really hope you dig it when you see it. I think you will.
Yeah.
I'm going to guarantee it that you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to be like, oh, wow.
Yeah,
So
but I always enjoy myself with your stories. So.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's Oh, it just makes me. I just want to tear up, but I'm not going
to. Because I won't edit it.
You don't want to edit it, so I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to let them meet
me. Well, I hate to say, though, that ends this particular episode of Two Geeks Talking, with, of course, the ever-talented and awesome caricaturist and illustrator Howie Noel there from Terranormal.com and hcnoel.com. Look at his work, go to his social medias, check out his upcoming Kickstarter campaign, and if you catch him on a good day, which is every day now.
Every day is a good day, right?
Exactly. Just tell him what you think of his work and get a commission from him. So he does awesome stuff.
Always accepting commissions. Always. That's what my wife tells me. I'm always accepting commissions.
Exactly.
Pretty quick too. It's usually 1 to 2 weeks. Now when I'm doing Walking Dead covers, we have a stock of Walking Dead covers. So if you want to be drawn on a Walking Dead cover, like my Walking Dead art that I've done, we can do that. I have a supply of them for a limited time. They're getting harder to find. Those things are like, it's like prospecting gold back in the day. Those Walking Dead covers are very hard. So if you could supply your own cover, that's even better. That would be even better. I'll give you a discount.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, tune in next week for another great episode. Remember, Two Geeks Talking is available every Friday now. That's going to be my schedule. Every Friday you're going to have a new interview posted, a video interview. I will get the audio versions of the actual show itself back up on the iTunes. I've been a little delayed with that because I haven't posted one since last year. But the videos are there, so what can I say? It's a work in progress. If I could get an assistant to actually help me, or an intern, I would be doing that.
Yeah, I need an intern. That's what I told. That's what I'm told. That's what they do now. Instead of getting employees, you just get an intern and work.
Exactly.
That's the new economy's way of handling that.
But also with the site itself, every either Monday or Wednesday, we're going to have Jeannie DJ. She's our local writer. She does amazing pieces about Doctor Who, about movies, about everything like that. So keep an eye out for her amazing articles. And as always, you can find our work at tgtmedia.com or twogeekstalking.com. I'm on the social media. Pretty much if you search at Kurt Sasso on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, search for Two Geeks Talking. And I'm available to answer your questions, to point you to some amazing interviews and guests in our archive. And if you want to be on the show, it's quite simple. You go to the website itself, tgtmedia.com. and you end up clicking on the suggest interview section. It's a quick 2-minute, not even a 2-minute form. It's a 30-second form. You fill it out, you send it, goes directly to me. To me specifically. I see who you want to actually get interviewed on the show. I contact them, and they get on the show. It's that simple. Crazy, eh? And we're past, well, we're way past 800 interviews. And I stopped counting because I don't care. I want to talk to people, not numbers. There you go. But thanks to everyone for listening and watching. Tune in next week for another great creative and talented person on Two Geeks Talking. See you all later.